Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to an evening of product highlight. This evening I'm going to show you the elegant borders and a few other items that are in the online exclusive only. They're not going to be found in a catalog, only online. There's a special page just for it. You can go right through my website, ybstamp.com, and find everything. So, here are the 4 border dies. They're actually very, very pretty. Let me show them to you even cut, because I think that it just doesn't do any justice to see the metal piece. So here they are cut. So there are 4 dies. They're very easy to use. I'll open them up for you. Might help if I open it the right way. There we go. So this is this one. And this is this one. And here is this one. And here is this one. So I'm going to make a couple of cards using these. I'm going to put these aside. Actually, believe it or not, I think this is my favorite. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, first I'll show you this paper because I'm going to use it. So this is another one of the online exclusives. It's called Hello Irresistible, and it's in Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon. Some of you may recognize that name. It's not in the lineup at the moment. Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, same with that color, and Soft Seafoam. So this is Pretty Peacock. It was one of my favorites on the in color, so I'm very excited to have it back. So there's some of the papers that are in here. They've got the flowers. There are dies that go with this too. You can see both sides. One of the dies is like this. They're very pretty. I just didn't think that I would get a lot of use out of them, because I found that just using my snips, it was really easy to cut these flowers out. So I didn't get them. But here are all the colors together. Leaves. It's kind of a tropical look, if you can see that. Let me see. I think I have it on a different color. On the green somewhere. There you go. You can see the tropical look. But they're very pretty. I like them all. So that's what I'm going to use. So I have a piece of Pretty Peacock and some of the DSP, and I'm going to run it through the machine using this. So I'm going to pull out my large Stamp Cut and Emboss. I know it's big. It's kind of hard to see with my camera angle, but I will try my best. I haven't been able to figure out how to change the get it in, get it out. Trying to make sure I get the dies on correctly, because they're cut on, I don't know if you can see that. So see, it's cut along all that edge, but not this edge. So I want to make sure that that's on the outside edge. So I'm putting it on my paper. Put the plate down. I'm going to run it through. Oops, sorry about that jiggle. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love it. All right, I'm going to stick that aside. And I've got my paper ready. Now, there are a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to use my silicone sheet, and I'm actually going to put glue on it because of all this delicateness here. And then the next card that I'm going to do, I actually used the sticker sheet. But I wanted you to see both. Yeah, I like the simple one too, Carol. So I'm just going to quick. This is the multi-purpose glue from the annual catalog. I just took it out and put it in a different container because I felt it was easier to use in this. I can get a much thinner line. And it comes out quicker instead of in a glob. So I think I got all the edges. Then I'm just going to kind of give it some around the circumference of the paper. All right. The nice thing about the glue is you can move it around a little bit to reposition it. So my main concern is lining it up with this center score. But I worried about the delicateness of the cut. So hello, Kay. Welcome. Nice of you to come along. So, isn't that pretty? I'll get out my score tool. Now, if you wanted, if you felt that you had too much glue on there, if you just kind of smooth this, it'll take out any of the lumps that you could have in there. Because sometimes, you know, that shows up or you could feel it. There. And I thought for a sentiment, I would take, so these are the pieces that I cut off. And I thought I would just put some here with a little bit of a sentiment. And I pulled out, nope, not that one, the Nature's Prints, and I'm going to put on You're on My Mind. So I have my block right here. And I pulled out my old Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to stamp it on this, and then I'm going to cut it. Because I wasn't exactly sure what sentiment I was going to use until the last minute, so it's still pretty juicy considering it's been a while. All right, there's my stamp. I'm going to take my paper cutter and trim it up just a little bit. Just because I don't trust myself with the side. I don't want it to be crooked. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? How about if I do it up here? Now I'm just going to take a little bit off of this. I'm going to stick a piece of this Post-it note label covering tape. I find when I have a little piece here and I don't want it to move, I'm just going to put that right there. And also because it's small, I'm going to start it in the middle and then cut it so that it doesn't tear. But I love this tape. I use it for everything. And then I trust myself to snip that. Believe it or not, I don't know why. I'm going to pull out some They're all stuck together. My old dimensionals. Just put some on the back here. And I cut the edges and used them up. I'm just not as prepared as I thought I was this evening. Big surprise. Okay. And I'm going to cut 2 of these. Use my snips. I'm going to make it just a little wider than that. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Take off the backs of the dimensionals. And I'm just going to, whoops, it flipped on me and stuck to me. Just a hot mess tonight. All right. Now we're just going to stick it here. Like so. And then I want to add some bling. The bling that I have are, these are also online exclusive, loose frosted dots. And these are all in the same colors as that paper. I gotta get the little container open without them going everywhere. Aren't they pretty? So I'm going to use my little tweezers from my embossing kit. And I'm going to use the little dimensionals left over from a paper pumpkin. And I'm just going to put some of these around. And then I'm going to put those dots on top of it, the frosted dots. So just pick it out with my tweezers because I want the pretty peacock ones. Might help if I take the backs of the glue dots off, right? You could also use just a dot of the glue that I just had, but I thought these glue dots would be much easier. Get one that's a little smaller. Take these off. They don't want to come off today. Come on, you. Batting 1,000, aren't I? Now I gotta get it to flip. Come on, you. Flip. Nope, doesn't want to flip. Have to use my fingers after all. And another little one. There we go. Now it's cooperating. There. How simple is that? Yeah, I love the glue dots that come in the paper pumpkin kits. I'm going to stick that aside. We're going to do another card. So this card, I have actually, I don't know if you could tell, but I put, this is the metallic cardstock, and I put a sheet of the sticker on there already. And I'm going to run, which one did I decide I was going to use? This one. Through it. I'm going to use my mini because I think that's easier for you guys to see. And Thank you, Kay. Now, I did not pre-cut this to size because the card width is just a little bit narrower than, shorter than the die. So I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to cut it to size where I want it. And run it through. Now, I think I'm going to run it back through again. Not that it wants to go. Let's just run it through again. Because there are two layers between the metallic and the sticker, and I find sometimes it doesn't cut it as well. Sorry about that bang. So, there. And I have my take your pick tool. I'm just going to pop most of these out. Now normally I just let the sticker piece take these out, but because these pieces are so delicate, I don't want to accidentally rip them. So I'm just going to poke it out with my take your pick tool. This is a wonderful little tool. It's got a very sharp end on one end, and then you can actually use these for those frosted dots instead of my tweezers. And then this is also like a spatula that you could stick underneath if you glued something down and said, uh-oh, I need to pop that back up again. So I love this tool, and I know a lot of people use this piece that I'm using right now also for getting those glue dots up off of the sheet. Yeah, almost done. Just a few more pokes. There's also an additional brush that you can put on this end and get these all out. But of course I didn't do that. But see how delicate those are around those little pieces right there. That's what I was trying to avoid ripping. All right, I think I got them all out. Close enough. All right. So I have a piece of fresh freesia cardstock, and this paper is from, hold on and I'll tell you. Flowers and More 12 by 12. It's a Host Designer Series paper. I love this pack. So I'm going to put this here, and I've already, do you see the jagged edge there? Let me put it against something. See the jagged edge? What I did was I took this die, and I knew that I was going to do this to it, and I traced it with a pencil, and then I just cut it out with my snips. It does look like stained glass, doesn't it? So I pre-did that so that it would nestle right in there, because I want it to do this. Like that. So I'm actually going to glue this on here and then cut this. I'm going to do it with my Stampin' Seal. I did it on the wrong side. I can't believe I did that. No, I can believe I did that. That's just what an airhead I am. Well, I have another piece here. We all make mistakes, don't we? I'm just going to quick cut this. I'll show you how I did it. But it would look funny on the other side, otherwise I would. So this is, I'll do 3.5. By 5.25. Let's try this play again. At least now you'll be able to see what I was talking about. Alright, so here's my die. And I just took my pencil. Where did I put my pencil? Here it is. And I lined it up as best I could so that it was even. And then I just traced it. This is the broken pencil, of course. Anyway, so I did this. All right. Can you see the little pencil? I don't know if you can see the pencil mark. Just a little bit. And then I took my snips and I just quickly did this. Doesn't take long, so that it will fit just right with that piece that I just cut. Only this time I'm going to make sure that I put the Stampin' Seal on the correct side. See, we all make mistakes, don't we? Alright, so now there we are again. Alright, let's try this play again. I'll put it on this side. How does that sound? Then there's no mistaking where it's going. Alright, so I'm going to line this up. Just like that. Can you see it? Then I'm going to cut these pieces off. Put it right in the gully. All right. Then I'm going to take my cardstock. I've already scored it. And I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on this side. And then take the sticker sheet off of this side. Of course, I have no nails. Come on. Oh, there we go. And see how it's pulling off the pieces that I didn't already take out? Okay. Then I'm going to line this up. And it will stick down. I'm going to score it. What a mess I'm making with all these little bits. There. See that nice little edging there? and it's all stuck down because it was made into a sticker. Now I'm going to put a banner on it, and I wanted to put Sending Happy Thoughts from this Celebration set. Put it on my block. I like to put it at an angle because then I line it up better. I don't know, that might sound bizarre, but I do. I line it up much better. And I have my Fresh Freesia ink, which is going away. I'm very sad because I really like this color. Make sure I got enough. Sending Happy Thoughts. There. I'm just going to trim it. Why I'm trusting myself, I don't know, but I did. Get out my dimensionals. Pop it on. I don't know, it could go almost anywhere, couldn't it? I think I'll put it on the top. Like that. And I have some of the this is pale papaya, so I have some pale papaya ribbon. I thought I would just do a quick double bow. Sorry, I should show you how to do that, shouldn't I? I just hold this with my middle finger and my thumb and wrap it around, or I guess no, my ring finger and my thumb, and I wrap it around the two fingers in between. 1, 2, and then I put it in between my fingers, like so. Pull it through. It's getting stuck. Me and my fat fingers. And then I'm going to go on the opposite side and push this through. And pull. I can hear my family in the other room. They don't know what quiet is. And then I'm just going to trim these up. And I'm going to put it on with a dimensional. I'm going to use a mini dimensional because I think that that is too big for a regular dimensional. So I'm going to use a mini. Which side do I want? I guess I like that side better. I'm going to stick it to the side. And then I'm going to get my little loose frosted dots. So I'll show you how to use the other end of the take your pick tool. So it's got, I don't know if you can see the little tip. You need probably something dark to see it. Can you see the little tip? Get out my little glue dots. I'm just going to put a couple on. Don't want to make this too busy. It's already pretty busy between the dots and the elegant border. And I want the I think this was Daffodil Delight. And a little one. There. there's my little card. And here's the other one. I also, on top of that, let's put some of this dark cardstock down. I think it's a little easier to see them. I also made some other cards. So I did this one, and this is on heavy white cardstock, and I just put a piece of that DSP from here behind it, glued it, and then I just fussy cut along the edge after I cut that out. And these are just fussy cut from that same designer series paper. And then also from that designer series paper, I used this edge and I fussy cut those out. And this is from the framed florets. And then the last one I did in, I wanted this to look like wrought iron. And then I just put some regular plain rhinestones on there. Oh, can you see them? So there we go. Those are the cards made with the frosted dots, this Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper, and the elegant border dies. So I will put these, take pictures of these and put them up on my website. Hard to pick just one. You know what? I feel the same way. I like this one because of the wrought iron. But I thought this one was a little more delicate. And I really like this one. So it is hard to pick, Kay. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Next Sunday is my kit night. So if you have a paper pumpkin or a kit that you have at home and you would like some company to just put it together, contact me for the Zoom link. The more the merrier. I would love to have you. So until then, happy stamping.